My name's Rochelle Mutton. I'm the director and founder of Motivate Kids Occupational Therapy in Adelaide, South Australia. At Motivate Kids, we provide occupational therapy and counselling services to over 1,000 families per year across our 3 different locations. In our Broadview location, we have purpose-designed rooms that have a variety of suspension equipment. As a team, we all work together in a holistic way. We're curious learners and we really value the we, not me. We recognise that coming to work every day is a privilege to be able to support children and each other, and at the heart of what we do, we're occupational therapists. So we love being able to be playful and have fun, have dance parties and lots of different things that create the connection points throughout the day that fill our cup up to be able to support our families. As an early career therapist, I remember having some incredible gains with paediatric therapy and really wanting to understand what was actually happening in the child's brain from a neuroscience perspective. So I went to California and studied through the University of Southern California and was able to gain a totally different insight into therapy approaches, and I spent some time over in the UK practicing over there. The turning point for me was coming home to Adelaide and wanting to be able to create something really different and unique, and to be able to provide a space where therapists would be able to work in a way that could create bigger ripple effects for the paediatric sector. Our recent project was designing and building Motivate Kids in Broadview. It's a purpose design and award-winning studio that was grounded in neuroscience, it's grounded in psychology, and having consultants from all around the world being able to provide us with the evidence base and the literature review about what makes an environment regulating, how can we connect as therapists with our families, and how can we provide a space as an employer for our therapists to be able to flourish. We know how important well-being is for staff as well as our families, and as an OT, the environment is so important. So Motivate Kids in Broadview is the pinnacle of where we're hoping will really lift the standard of paediatric care. Within the paediatric sector, we're seeing children with different presentations to what we were 8 years ago. No longer are they just needing support with handwriting or fine motor skills. It's really about supporting the whole child and the whole family, and that family within the society that we live in. Children have different family home dynamics, the influence of social media and food, and just the fast-paced worlds that they do live in, let alone as neurodivergent families. So what we're seeing is needing to look at different ways of providing services as OTs that are really inclusive of that. They're no longer transactional, it's really about relationships and connection and creating a safe place where families and parents get to connect and belong, but it's just as important for our therapists. So being able to recognise the well-being of our therapists enables them to then provide higher quality care so that they're able to give from a full cup and look after themselves in order to support all the families that they work with. Advice for people looking at exploring occupational therapy, and particularly paediatrics, is really understanding that it's a marathon and not a sprint. So giving yourself the time to be able to learn and get really strong in your clinical reasoning and meet those families where they're at, because they're going to teach you so much more than a textbook would. And through that time, you're going to grow into a senior therapist or into a leadership role. And that's where everything changes, because it's not just about caseload, it's then about leading and supporting your colleagues and your team. And the higher you go, the more you realise that when you're aligned to your passion and your values, it gets weaved into your daily life. So it becomes a part of who you are. So my advice is to really understand your why and your purpose, and then the work that you do becomes so natural and a part of your daily life. The passion for me in paediatric occupational therapy was really ignited in my time in California and seeing where sensory integration started. Seeing Jean Eyre's original clinic and being a part of that space was really inspiring. Spending time applying those skills in London, I really came back to Australia with this passion to do things differently and create something that I hadn't experienced here in Adelaide. I was grateful enough to be able to meet an incredible boy in my 4th year placement at university who just changed my life. He taught me everything that a textbook couldn't, and he was just an incredible human who didn't have that care and love in his early years. My parents did foster him, and I'm so proud to say he's been a part of our family for the last 15 years, and being able to see when you find a beautiful human, being able to provide him with the care and the love and the therapy that he deserves, you actually get to make lasting changes. And even though his journey is not finished, we're moving into the teen years and what early adulthood looks like for him, I still know that as OTs we can do better, and that we can create different lifestyles and different worlds for these kids who didn't necessarily start their life in an environment that we are so privileged to be able to. Outside of work, I love wheel throwing with clay. There's something so special about being able to focus on centering that clay in the middle of the wheel, and your hands, they get to be so busy, and it's all that your mind can focus on. The clay has this incredible way of reflecting back to you how your day was, what your nervous system is feeling, and so I think every piece that you create has this little glimmer of that experience that you had from that day. I also love knitting. I spend Wednesday nights with my grandma and my aunties, and they have taught me how to knit. Currently knitting a blanket, and thank goodness, because it's winter, it's now keeping me warm. But the ability to knit and do something with your hands is really ingrained in that classic occupational therapy history, where we were known as basket weavers, and being able to use activities and crafts to do healing within the recovery domain. So it just fits so innately into who you are, but being able to do it with family creates that connection and those special moments that I cherish.